recorded all of them, you know, live in the same room, and then I would go back and redo guitars, and then layer guitars and guitars on top of that, and then same with vocals. We've got to play these songs live now, and some of them are a little tough to play a 5 guitar part on one guitar, but within the trio format, and we've, you know, played them at a gig. You know, if the gig's slow or, you know, nobody's listening, here, let's try this idea. All those songs came about that way, and started off with that bare bones sound, and just I just piled a bunch of textures and guitars and layers on top of it. But the spirit of the songs still remain there, and I think we can pull them off as a trio. I sure hope so. I've been relearning stuff that I wrote 3 years ago and going, what did I play there? How did I do that? I mean, personal in that they're, you know, I worked hard at them, and I wanted them to be, they're like my children. I wanted them to grow up and be good people. You know, I wanted them to grow up and be good songs. So I took as much time and care as I could with the tones and every syllable and words. You know, writing is a big thing. Editing, how can I say this line using fewer syllables, or, you know, and the same with the playing. It's a fine line between having enough guitar and too much guitar. But all of them are personal. I wouldn't say that any of them are from like a deeply personal level. I don't always write firsthand. Sometimes I just get ideas for songs and just write them. You know, it might be based on something I see happen out in the world between two strangers that I don't even know, you know, or stuff from your past, you know, that you think about. So I don't necessarily write a lot of. If I write a sad song, it doesn't necessarily come from a place of pain, because I'm pretty happy in my life.
Right.
But yeah, just try to write from experience, either my own or other people's, as I see them.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I like the way I'll Be Damned turned out. I like the Van Halen vibe. Really, I feel shine through on that one. So I'm proud of the production on that and how it was engineered and things like that. Yeah, it could be a love song to a person, to a government. It could mean a lot of things. I usually don't say one way or the other. I like people to you know, interpret it how they want. I like to just let people infer what they will from all the tunes. That just came about, and that's a very important is sequencing is what they call it, you know, because you want it to be strong, because most people don't listen to an album all the way through anymore, like we do and did. This one just came together. I knew I had to sequence it some kind of way, so I just sat and in about 5 minutes I had the order that I liked. I wasn't particular any way or the other. I did put Fragile in the middle. That was the first single that came out. And I noticed a lot of bands put their single as the first song on their album. I just wanted to do it different for whatever reason. I wanted people to have to listen through those first 5 tracks to get to the single that they were familiar with, if they're inclined to listen all the way through. But yeah, sequencing was a thing. I had 3 instrumentals, 9 songs, so it just made sense to put an instrumental every 3rd song to kind of... In Thornley model. In Thornley's from a band called Big Wreck. They're a band I've really been into lately. He's a great singer and guitar player. I didn't use this on the record any, but I did buy it because it's very versatile. And you know, when we play live, some venues we have to do some of these songs, which are pretty hard rock, and some more of the blues, some more of the softer, more R&B, you know, less distorted guitars. So completely different guitar tones. And rather than bringing 4 guitars to any gig, I just needed one that would kind of jack of all trades, maybe master of none type thing. And this one seems to be filling the demand so far. But I got a bunch of different ones. Some of them are in different tunings for slide. Some of them are nice instruments. Some of them are just cheap, like this Ibanez. Yeah, this is my favorite guitar, I guess. I'm sorry I didn't think of you earlier. It's a MJT built it, I believe. Telecaster. It's got a B-bender in it, which is this mechanism of levers that run through it. So when you have the strap and you push down on the guitar, it activates that lever.
I see it, yeah.
A series of levers. And it turns this little knob here, which makes the B string raise up like you're doing this. You know, it's like you're bending it. So you can get those kind of pedal steel sounds. If you forget that it's on there and you go to do a note and you put too much pressure accidentally, then yeah, it sounds awful. But it's just a matter of remembering that you can't really dig in when you're hitting the B string. But it's something that a lot of country guys use to emulate, you know, like lap steel and pedal steel. And I just found it works really good for all styles of music, not just country. I use it in a lot of blues and rock and soul stuff. It's on this album a little bit. Yeah, this is my desert island guitar if I had to choose just one. Quite a few pedals on my pedal board, so I'll use the pedals to kind of change tones and things. It's just a lot more convenient than bringing, you know, 7 or 8 guitars, and you know, some of them are more expensive than others, so it's just easier to do it with the pedals or amp adjustments. Having said that, I usually bring 2 guitars. One is a backup to the gig, and I usually play both of them because they, you know, a Telecaster will definitely get a different sound than a Les Paul or than this Suhr. So it. Man, I like to. We change it up a lot because I do this for a living, so we play every weekend, and it's easy to get burnt out on doing the same songs after a while. So we constantly, you know, cycle songs and then forget about them, and several years later go, oh yeah, I remember we used to do that. That's cool. Let's bring that back. As far as covers go, we rework some old soul classics like "I'll Be Around." You know, the old Spinners. Old Spinners classic, we do that one, and everybody kind of solos and steps out on that, which is fun. Can I Change My Mind? It's an old Tyrone Davis song. Everybody always thinks we're starting the Lost Lonely Boys song when we started. It's not, and then they're disappointed, and then they're happy again. We take a lot of liberties with them. I don't know if it's because I'm too lazy to learn the songs note for note, or if it's just wanting to put my own stamp on it. I feel like some songs should be interpreted rather than copied note for note, at least when I do them. So I like to choose songs that you can do that with, because not all songs are there for that. Like if you do Sultans of Swing, you pretty much need to play that solo exactly like it is on the record. You know, or Old Man by Neil Young. It needs to be, actually just Neil needs to do it, nobody else. But there's other songs to where there's wiggle room within the melody or the structure of the song to interpret it a different way, and nobody will be too mad about it. This is a MJT custom guitar I had built. I got it. It's better for digging in than it is playing like any of the hard rock stuff or anything too fast. It's best for the for a more aggressive attack, maybe because the action's a little higher, I'm not sure. Still a great guitar though. Hey, this is Jason Elmore from the band Hoodoo Witch. You heard it on Jam.